This is, in my opinion, this is absolutely ridiculous for the relief of knee pain. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. My name is Cameron Harn. I have here
Danny Lou.
We're diving into topics related to the fitness industry to go over a wide-ranging number of topics, discussions, things you might be interested in. Today, we've got a fun little video that we're going to take a look at and then critique and give our 2 cents on this whole thing. So let's go ahead and kick off the video.
Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God.
So this is, in my opinion, this is absolutely ridiculous for the relief of knee pain. First being that there's even the assumption that anybody besides this dude could do this. These things are definitely something that have to be trained. When we're looking at pathologies related to the knee, typically these things come from the hip or the ankle. So a dysfunction in the hip or the ankle that cause the knee to have some joint pain. And it's like having 3 siblings. You've got the older and the youngest kind of fighting, and then the middle child just kind of gets the brunt of it. And that is a very generalized statement, but typically that's what we're looking at when we have knee pain. And the fact that this guy is saying that, oh, all you need to do is these like ridiculous range of motion sissy squats, and you're gonna find relief. It's just completely ridiculous to me.
Yeah. So the reason that I'm torn with this whole thing is because I do love the sissy squat. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but the sissy squat is a great hypertrophy exercise. But to say that it's going to fix all your knee pain, you don't know why anyone's having knee pain. So who are you to say that a sissy squat's going to be the right thing for you?
Yeah, but
like you were saying, it could be your ankle, it could be your hip. Not to mention in the video, if you are trying to get rid of knee pain and you're trying to target your ankle joint, you're trying to prioritize ankle dorsiflexion, and he doesn't even do it in the video.
No, not at all.
He doesn't even do it. He's going down via his toes, the mobility in his toes.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch closely, you see him pitch onto his toes. He's not even training ankle dorsiflexion.
Nope, he's not.
And maybe this helps to stretch out your quadriceps a little bit, which could be a contributing factor to having knee pain. But it doesn't mean that is going to be the main reason. And for some people, it may work. And for most people, it probably will not work. When I sat down with Sean, we talked about the FAST principle as it's related to pain and dysfunction. And so FAST, the acronym goes for flexibility, activation, strength, and timing. One or all of those things could lead to you having some sort of dysfunction in your body, and that could result in pain. And if you adjust for one or multiple of those things, then that typically could remedy some of the problems that you're facing. But I mean, maybe he's addressing flexibility here.
But the key there is within the FAST principle is typically having a professional identify what your actual issue is. Which one is it?
Yes.
There's no way you can know. And we don't like blanket statements here very much. We like to dive into the nuance of it.
Yeah.
But there's no way any one person could know exactly what your issue is. Now, that being said, I personally love practicing knee over toe exercises for myself because I have terrible ankle mobility. Before I go into a heavy squat day, I do very accentuated knee over toe exercises, throwing heavy weights on my knee to help force it over my toes to help get in the groove a little bit. It helps me get into a deeper squat. But that's just for me. That's just I know I have shitty ankle mobility.
Yeah, but you've identified that within yourself, and I think it's a good thing, especially if you're going to be doing squats that you have adequate ankle dorsiflexion. But again, like we referred to in this video, he's not even practicing ankle dorsiflexion. Doing something where you do a loaded dorsiflexion exercise or a band-distracted dorsiflexion exercise, it can be helpful and will allow you to get that better traction over your toe with your knee and allow you to reach the depth that you want to promote the hypertrophy that you want in your quads.
Exactly.
But this is not that, and it's clickbait. Let's call it for what it is. It's really just clickbait. And please, if you're having this issue, don't go onto the Smith machine and start doing this crazy thing, trying to get your head to touch the floor as you're doing that. Like, that just seems like a recipe for disaster, to be quite honest with you.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's
I
not
think
that
no.
bad.
I think to promote it as something that's gonna fix all your knee issues and to promote it as something that's gonna be like physical therapy esque is totally in the wrong. But to like
Okay.
to just do it if you're doing it for other reasons. Like I said, I love it for hypertrophy reasons. I've done this exact exercise. I don't touch my head to the floor. That's very excessive. That actually, if anything, would probably I feel like would hurt my knees, especially if you trying to load the exercise.
Okay.
So I do it within a very limited range of motion. I'm not
Okay.
going that low.
I'm going to say this. When you're doing your sissy squat,
Uh-huh.
are you maintaining a pretty vertical posture with your torso and pitching your knees farther forward?
No,
No.
no,
Interesting.
no. So the whole point of doing this sissy squat exercise, like in this variation, is to load your sartorius muscle. It goes all the way, it crosses over your hip. So when you do stuff like leg extensions, because you're typically bent at the hip, you don't get to target that particular part of your quads. So the goal of doing a variation like this, where you're still getting leg extension, is to keep your legs and your torso in line. You don't want to have a bend at your hip because that defeats the purpose of doing it like this. If you're at that point, you might as well just do a leg extension.
Okay.
So that's the point, specifically to target the sartorius, very specifically. And it's a very niche. If you're not a bodybuilder, you don't care about hypertrophy and having some crazy looking legs, just do a squat, just do a leg extension. For a very specific purpose, I like this exercise.
Okay.
Not for knee pain though. I promise you that right now.
Yeah. I have my thoughts about training the sartorius,
Yeah, you do. That's
but
fine.
you know,
What are your thoughts on it? Pitch it to
I
me.
just think
Pitch
it's,
it to me.
unless you're a pro bodybuilder, the sartorius muscle is the longest muscle in the body.
Yep.
It wraps around. If you're a pro bodybuilder, if you're like, I don't know, Ronnie Coleman or something like that, and you're on stage, that thing is popping. It looks good.
Yes.
But it's not a quadricep. It is just for the specifics of bodybuilding, and
Yes.
I don't know. And it's like nobody's ever been like, dude, your sartorius is
That is
fierce.
exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I don't disagree with anything you just said.
Okay.
It's totally 100% ridiculous for a normal person to train, but damn, does it look good when you do a quad stop and you have like sartorius showing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you typically only
Things-
ever see it when you get crazy lean. Too.
Yeah.
you're not going to see it if you're like over 12%, 13% body fat, and
Yeah.
most people anyway. So certain people have leg genetics of a god.
Yeah.
like yourself.
Thank you.
But
Much appreciated.
but it's very specific, very niche purpose. I don't recommend it for most people. That's the gist of it.
Okay. Got it. Well, I think this is interesting. Nuance matters. Specificity to your training matters. If you're going to be a pro bodybuilder, maybe you want to do a sissy squat. I don't think this is a good treatment for your knee pain.
Nope.
But, seek professional help if you're having knee pain, and we'll go from there. Everybody, if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.